Hi, we're Kristen and Jeff, and we've been fixing up our 40-year-old boat over the last 4 years. We sold everything that we owned on land for a life on the water. We've had our ups and downs, but we've finally set sail to the sun. Subscribe and come along with us. We are just about to leave here, but I need to get some diesel first. So we came around the corner. Just look at this beautiful view here. It's so nice. A little bit cloudy, tiny bit of wind. Hopefully we'll be able to sail. We've arrived at the fuel dock here, tied ourselves up. Time to bring this big ass snaky hose over and fill up our jerry's first. Fueling is finished. We spent about $95 or something. It was $3.69 a gallon. I can't even believe it. That's amazing. Now we are just out here. Of course, we're dead into the wind, as you can see here. Seaweed things here. Look at this patch coming up. Whoa! Like pine needles, grasses. What? Got to check our sea strainer later. But sure is beautiful, the land around here. Lots of little islands. We're about to get like super blasted with like tropical islands and stuff coming up, hey?
Frickin' wicked.
We're very excited.
We're so excited.
Yeah, we're finally like feeling like we're in the Caribbean.
In the frickin' ass tropics. Seeing this.
Yes. And you look pretty chill right now.
Pretty chill.
Good, good.
All right, we're about halfway to Cayo de Luis Peña Island. Little anchorage here. We haven't really been at it that long. I guess it'll be about 4 and a bit hours by the time we're anchored down. And the plan is just to move to St. Thomas tomorrow, so we're not hanging out here for too long. Get there earlier, enjoy the last little bit of daylight, and then yeah, just chill. That's what we do.
Jeff's getting ready up at the bow there to drop the anchor, and I'm gonna drive us in. Okay, we just dropped the anchor. Jeff has laid out about 100 feet of chain. We're just waiting for the chain to load up right now. We are in reverse gear, and then Jeff will tell me to do some backing down to set the anchor. While that happens, I look over at the chart plotter. We've turned the screen brightness down so you can't really see it, but I just look on there, make sure that we're not moving at a fast speed. And I also will be checking beside me and relative to this other cat here and make sure that we aren't dragging and moving. Jeff just gave me the okay, so I'm gonna give it some juice. Watching the RPM gauge up here, slowly bringing it up to 2,000 RPM. Oh, hold on. Jeff is telling me to hold on there. Okay, we'll try it again. Watching RPM gauge, slowly going up. 1,800. 2,000. Looking over here. Looks okay. 2,200. Speed over ground is 0.3, 0.4. That could also just be because we are moving a little bit from the current. Okay, Jeff just gave it to me the nod that it's okay. So I'm gonna bring it back down slowly and then to neutral. And then looks like we're set. And we are here for the night. All of our prop wash making some little ripples in the water here. But what a beautiful place. Nice little beach. Some cool palm trees right there to set the mood. I like it. The 2 mooring balls here. Apparently they are free, but there's lots of reviews on Navionics for this anchorage that say that you might not want to trust the mooring balls because there used to be a lot more here and now there's only these 2, so that can mean that maybe they're not the best. Let's go see what Jeff is doing to finalize everything. Probably should have turned the engine off, but I got too distracted. Right, Jeff is doing the snub. So we back down without the snubber on, and then you're going to put out another 20 feet or so after the snubber is put in place. can see our chain down there. We have some fire hose here as chafe protection when it goes over the tow rail up here. Quite the operation, but this is what we do every time. All right, now time to turn the engine off. Always make sure that we are in neutral before we turn the engine off. And I'm going to take note of our engine hours there at shut off, holding the stop button. All done. Now time to relax. Jeff immediately got us a bowl of chips. Shocker, I know, right? So yeah, how did you think that went? Anchoring today was very straightforward, simple actually.
Very smooth.
Yeah, we didn't drag at all. There's like not any type of like weird bottom, like rocks or anything.
It's supposed to be hard packed sand and steep grass, not the best bottom.
But people say that it's good holding on avionics, so there's that.
It's low wind, we're protected from swell, and no weather's expected, and we're leaving tomorrow morning, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. We're just here for the one night. So what did we do for our scope, our ratio?
Well, we have 120 feet out, 6 to 1.
6 to 1.
20 feet of that is a snubber, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. So we just did that. It'll be fine. Yeah, like Jeff said, very low wind. Very glad that it is not swelly in here. On the passage over, there was some times where the swell was getting pretty big and I wasn't feeling the best, so I was laying down. But I'm very happy that it's nice and calm in here. Tonight's just going to be about making some dinner and doing a bit of video editing so that these videos can come out to you a bit faster, because I know we've been slacking. Well, not slacking, just no time and no internet, so got to get that done. We will sign off and we'll see when we are on the move again. Check out this pretty cool cloud formation and the sun beaming through down below. It's pretty. I'll stay here. What do you think of this anchorage, Jeff?
Pretty calm right now.
Right now, yeah.
Rocking us when we first got here randomly.
Yeah, a bit of extra swell.
It's very peaceful right now.
Yeah. It's one of those times where I feel like we have to whisper.
Surrounded by all of our friends.
Surrounded by our friends, and also look at all of this seaweed. It just comes over in big, like, groups. But yeah, it's pretty here, that's for sure. Jeff has been out paddleboarding this morning throughout the anchorage, visiting all of the other buddy boats we have here, dropping off tools for people to use, and also obtaining tools from others that we need to use in order to do little mini projects this morning as well. Cruising is boat work in tropical places. Today, Jeff is working on troubleshooting why the lights in our engine control panel aren't working. It was getting quite annoying, not to mention wrecking our night vision, to have to shine a flashlight at our gauges during overnight passages just to do regular engine checks. We took the tiny non-working light bulbs to an automotive shop back in Fajardo and were able to find a match to what is used in some older model Toyota trucks, which was an amazing find. Jeff thought the bulb holders weren't making a connection to the panel, so he decided to solder new leads onto the wires. It was a very tricky process and something he hadn't done since high school, but where there's a will, there's a way. After a bit of finessing, it actually worked, but I'll let Jeff finish the story. Still working away, and here is a day tripper ferry coming towards us, bringing all the turistas. These things are so fast. Look at their hull design at the front there. Pretty unique. Conclusion time, Captain.
All right, what just happened here, basically? So I and Kristen, my lovely wife,
That's
soldered for the first time. It was very tricky, trickier than we thought. We got it done eventually. And then in the process of that, I realized that if I'm going to start putting power onto those leads that we soldered on there, that I better make sure that the voltage is on the right pins where they contact the board. So I'm not sending positive into the negative. So I luckily realized that last second and checked that out and oriented them correctly. And sure enough, the reds, the power was to the outside of each gauge and not to the inside, which is interesting. Anyways, but when I was doing my testing under my towel, I have to put this towel over my head here and get my face right up to the screaming alarm panel. And while I started lifting it, they were on, no problem. And then they went out. And then I had an epiphany. I'm not having problems with my connectors if both of them are going out at the same time. So I've got power problems somewhere else. So there's a 6-pin connector on the back of the gauge, and I decided to spend some time and take a look at that. So I removed it, and it removed very easily off the back of the gauge. And I think, okay, maybe this is the problem. Even though everything else about the gauge is working correctly, looks like maybe that was the problem. So I checked the voltage on all the pins there for the wires coming up from the harness, green light on everything. So I pushed it back down on there, and it's a much tighter fit. So I'm pretty sure what we found here was that it was just a connector.
So we didn't even need to do the soldering,
no.
Basically, is what you're thinking.
No, I realized I was stupid. If I was smarter, I would have realized that both these lights were not going out independently. They're going out together, which would indicate something further downstream. So now we have here some independent power leads for the connectors for each one. So if we have any problems in the future, I can directly tap into each LED, or again, it's not LED, they're incandescents. I wish they're LED. And then I put these are one of my favorite connectors, by the way, these Wago connectors here.
Yeah.
Apparently they are ABYC, which is excellent. And so they're just sitting there now, waiting for the next time this thing cuts out on me and there's a new problem. So there we go. I'm gonna put this back on here. I'm gonna throw myself under the towel again. And I'm gonna throw that switch, and it better freaking light up. Because last time it worked fine until I put it back. Now I know why. When I was putting it back, I was gently knocking
Wiggle,
this
waggled
connector.
loose.
Wiggle, waggling it loose.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got soldering practice.
Yeah, we did.
We know more about our gauge than ever before.
Yay. I always wanted to know more than ever before about our gauge.
Me too.
Wow.
Sparkling right now. Anyway,
I know, exactly.
So
like these day trippers over here.
No, look how cool the design is on the front of those guys.
I did, yeah.
Look at the nose cones on the freaking
It's
thing.
super cool,
and these
right?
things blaze so quick.
This came over from like Fajardo. We saw them at the marina that we were staying at. And it took us how long to sail here or motor here? And it would probably take them like freaking
5 minutes.
5 minutes?
No, I don't know what it is.
Like half an hour to come over, and it took us like
a lot less time.
Like 5 hours or 4 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get this done. Unfortunately, shortly after the job was finished, it was time to raise the anchor and start the journey towards St. Thomas. Goodbye, Puerto Rico. Hopefully see you again one day. Join us next time where we sail to the U.S. Virgin Islands, just in time for an epic Carnival celebration. The streets were filled with music, dancing, and costumes, and we happily jumped right into the action. Later, we do some land exploration, but we ran out of money and had to find a way back to the boat ourselves. Thank you so much to all of our patrons for supporting our channel. You are helping to keep this dream going so we can share it all with you. If you'd like to join the Joco crew, we'll have a link down below.